All right, so how do you get a powerful AI to actually do something in the real world? I mean, that's the big question, right? Today, we're going to unpack the blueprint. We're drawing straight from the functions, tools, and agents with LangChain course to show you exactly how it's done. I mean, just let that sink in for a moment. AI is the new electricity. That is a huge statement. We're not talking about a small tweak here. This is a fundamental shift on the same level as electricity. It promises to reshape, well, pretty much everything. But, and it's a really big but, how do we actually connect this raw power to the real world? How do we get this new electricity out of the power plant and into our actual apps? Look, an AI that can write a beautiful sonnet is amazing. It really is. But it's not super useful if it can't also check the weather or book you a flight or pull some numbers from a database. That gap right there between potential and practice, that is the exact challenge we're tackling today. And we're going to start with the very first building block.
Okay, so to solve this, we've got to start at the absolute foundation. We need a solid, reliable way to give an AI one specific, well-defined job to do. Simple as that.
And this is where something called OpenAI function calling comes in. What is it? Well, think of it like this. You're creating a structured description of a tool that the AI can actually understand. So you're not just handing the AI a hammer. You're handing it a hammer and a detailed machine-readable instruction manual that says, this is a hammer, you use it for nails, this is how you hold it. This manual tells the model exactly what the tool does, what information it needs to work, and what it'll give back. And the coolest part? The model itself gets to decide when it's the right time to use that tool.
So yeah, getting this concept down is absolutely the crucial first step. It's the most direct way to give an AI a skill that goes beyond just spitting out text. It's how you turn it from just a clever wordsmith into a system that can actually take action in the world. All right, so we can give our AI one tool. That's great. It's perfect for simple tasks. But what happens when a request is more complicated? What if it needs a few different steps, a sequence of actions? That's where you need some kind of framework to, connect all the dots.
And that framework, that power-up, is LangChain Expression Language, or LCEL for short. Seriously, the best way to think about it is as the glue for your AI logic. It gives you this really clean way to pipe different pieces together, so you can chain a user's question to a model, then pipe the model's output to a specific tool, and then take that tool's result and format it into a nice, clean answer. And this flow really shows you the power of even a simple chain. The key thing here, the magic really, is the automation. See, without a chain, a developer would have to manually code every single one of these steps. But LCL lets you just declare the workflow, you just lay out the path you want the data to take. This makes the whole thing way more robust, it's repeatable, and trust me, it's a lot easier to figure out what's going on if something breaks.
Okay, so this brings us to the next logical question, right? If we give our AI a whole toolbox, let's say it has a calculator, a weather lookup, a search engine, how in the world does it know which tool to pick for any given question you ask it?
Well, the solution is something called routing. You can think of this as the intelligence layer, the brain we build on top of our tools. Basically, you give the large language model a choice between all your different tools or chains. Its job is to look at what the user is asking and figure out their intent, then pick the right path forward. It's like a smart traffic cop for AI. And this comparison really makes the leap in power super clear. With a single function, an input is always tied to one specific action. That's it. But routing? That creates a totally dynamic system. The AI isn't just a specialist with one job anymore. It's more like a project manager or a dispatcher. It's intelligently analyzing the request and picking the perfect tool from its entire toolbox for whatever job needs to be done. And this is where it all comes together. This is the apex. Think about it. We have individual tools, we have the chains to link them together, and now we have the routing logic to intelligently choose between them. When you combine all of these pieces, all these building blocks, you can create something truly powerful, a real conversational agent. Because that's the ultimate goal, right? A true conversational agent. We're moving way beyond a simple question and answer bot here. An agent can have a real back and forth conversation. It can remember what you've talked about before, and it can intelligently decide which of its tools to use and in what order to get a complex job done. So let's just break down how all those pieces build our final agent. The function calling, those are the specific tools the agent can use, its skills. LangChain's LCEL, that's the plumbing, the structure that lets it connect actions in a sequence. The tools and routing part, that's the agent's brain, the decision maker that picks the right tool for the job.
And finally, you have memory, which lets the agent remember what you talked about 5 minutes ago. You really need all four of these things working together perfectly to build a truly intelligent agent. So, we've gone from this huge abstract idea of AI as the new electricity all the way down to a practical blueprint for building these smart agents. The path is pretty clear now, right? You start with functions, you connect them with chains, you give them a brain with routing. So, the only real question left is now that you can give an AI any tool, what are you going to build?